The security situation in the Middle East has continued to remain fragile, and this underscores our subject of discussion this morning, where we want to understand the political situation and the security situation in the Middle East, but also understanding a better analysis of this conflict that is currently between Iran, Israel, and the USA. This morning, I'm delighted to be joined by the ambassador of Republic of Iran to Uganda, that is His Excellency Majid Saffar. You're most welcome, Your Excellency, to Morning at NTV Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. If you allow me, I have something to read, and if there is after that any questions, we will talk together. As you know, on Saturday, February 28, 2026, during the holy months of Ramadan, and the eve of Nowruz, the new Iranian year, the American and the Zionist regimes launched a coordinated military attack against the sovereignty and people of the Islamic Republic of Iran. This attack was a betrayal of diplomacy, unfortunately. It was launched without provocation at a time when Iran was actively engaged in indirect negotiations with the US. Just one day before the strike, mediators in Oman reported that a new comprehensive agreement was closer than ever. By choosing to bomb the negotiation table out of spite, the American regime has shown that it has no respect for international dialogue or the peace process. This cowardly attack has resulted in a tragedy of immense prominence. We mourn the martyrdom of this cowardly attack has resulted in a tragedy of immense proportions. We mourn the martyrdom of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, alongside many people, Iranian people, and senior political and military leaders. The aggression targeted dozens of Iranian cities and claimed the lives of hundreds of innocent citizens. Among the martyrs are approximately 200 children, including young schoolgirls in a school, by destroying a big girls' school. The barbaric nature of these strikes is clear in destruction of medical facilities, hospitals, the Red Crescent centers, schools and sport venues, essential utilities, residential neighborhoods, and power networks. We reject the big lies and false claims made by the American regime officials to justify this violence. Treating complex nuclear negotiations like a real estate transaction is a dangerous mistake. Under Article 51 of the UN Charter, the Islamic Republic of Iran has the inherent legal right to defend itself. Consequently, our armed forces have reacted swiftly and decisively. We have launched missile and drone strikes against military targets in occupied territories, occupied Palestinian territories, and the US bases in the region. We officially state that targeting these bases is an act of legitimate self-defense against clear aggression. Iran has formally notified the UN Security Council of its grave duty to act. This is the third time in a single year that the US and its ally have tried to destroy the sovereignty of a popular government in West Asia. We call upon all countries, especially our neighbors, Islamic nations, the member of the non-allied movements, and particularly Uganda, in its capacity as the head of this bloc, as the NAM, to speak out against this act. This war does not just hurt Iran, it threatens the peace and security of the entire world. I would like to highlight that Iran has always believed in solving problems through dialogue. However, diplomacy must not be mistaken or weakness. As our leadership and people have affirmed, the enemies of Iran may have initiated this war, but its conclusion shall be determined by the Islamic Republic of Iran. We will end the war. We are fully prepared to use all our resources to repel these malice. Iranians have never and will never surrender by firing bullets. We stand ready to defend ourselves, to defend our homeland with the total resolve. Thank you so much. If there is any question, we can talk together.
Yeah, Your Excellency, I want to understand one thing. Iran has actually described the U.S.-Israel strike as an act of aggression and also declaration of war. As being the ambassador, I want to understand clearly, can you kindly outline for us the Iran government's official stance on the origin of this particular conflict?
The main reason of this conflict is the aggression of the Zionist regime and the political will of U.S. Unfortunately, global political wills and economic wills of the U.S. are the main reason of this. Of course, from the early days of the Islamic Revolution in our country, since 47 years till now, they have done a lot of things to try to damage our country, try to stay against the Islamic Revolution of the Iranian people, which is the right of the Iranian people and decision which was made by the Iranian people. Therefore, they have tried their best. They have imposed 8 years, Saddam imposed war to our country. We're trying so many other countries that they have helped the Saddam regime to destroy Iran or try to against the Islamic Revolution of Iran. Another thing we may talk is that they were saying, for example, about nuclear energy, nuclear science in Iran. Nuclear science is a peaceful science for any member of the NPT. We are a member state of the NPT. All of our activities regarding nuclear facilities, nuclear sciences is and was and still is under observation of the IAEA, the agency, Atomic Nuclear Energy Agency. Even after many years that we had negotiations with the Europeans, with sometimes which was America also included. We reached agreement finally in 2015, I think, an agreement which is called as Comprehensive Plan of Action. We call it JCPOA. But after 2 years and becoming the first round of Trump in presidency of the USA, he withdrew from the agreement, which was concerning and solving the conservations regarding our nuclear activity and the nature, and it highlighted the nature of the nuclear activity of our country. And from other sides, we have talked and reached agreement for lifting the sanctions against our country. But refrain from all of this, for today's, we may say also, there are so many problems with the U.S. internal affairs, especially for this current president. They have a lot of folders, they have a lot of cases that are under observation of the public opinion, and also the related offices and authorities in U.S. You should not forget about this, I don't know what is the call of that island, Epstein. They will try to refrain the international public opinion regarding this case too.
Okay. Whereas we are trying to look at the spillover of this particular conflict worldwide, we're already observing the spike in prices of petroleum products and gas. I want to understand, as being Iran, what steps are people taking to defend your sovereignty?
We have never appreciated any war. Since 300 years till now, Iran didn't start any war against any neighboring countries or with any other country. The current situation was totally described by scientists, by economists, by the people who are observing the world economy, especially regarding the energy. We are not the party that made problem in the region. These are the foreign troops, especially US and Zionist regime, that made problem in the region. And they should reply that how it would be managed. How it would be managed. We already told them that if anything happened in the region, we will defend ourselves, and our defense maybe will make some troubles for the, for example, process of the transportation of the energy from the region.
Okay, maybe the last question from me. The US president, that is Donald Trump, has stated that the goal of this particular unrest is to change the regime in Iran. Do you see any room for unconditional negotiation between Iran and maybe Israel, including USA?
My friend, you know, the Ugandan kind people should know that for 2 rounds, as I have told you, we were on negotiation table with the US. We have been indirectly through Omani countries and friends, we were negotiating with US. Just on June, in middle of the negotiations, they have attacked and betrayed to the negotiation tables. And this round again, before a day of the attack that they have started last Saturday, we were negotiating with US. It was the 3rd round, and there have been some arrangements for technical negotiations regarding nuclear activity of Iran and the process of lifting sanctions against our country. But they have started the war. They have started the war. We are sure that because Iranian people are supporting the revolution, they are supporting the officials of the Islamic Revolution of Iran and Islamic Republic of Iran, there will be probably some harms for our country. But at the same time, we can defend ourselves. Iranian people are strongly helping the country and the government of Iran because they know it from themselves. They know the country of themselves. They know the revolution, which is belong to themselves, because they have, give a lot of lives to save the country and to save the Islamic Revolution in our country. Therefore, there will be, finally, we will be successful out of these aggressions of the Zionist regime and the US against our country. We are confident about that, and they should try to find a solution to solve the problems. But we have been ready for negotiations. We didn't leave the negotiation. This was US and Zionist regime. US has left the tables and designed by the plots, maybe in the traps of this Bibi, I don't know, what should we call him? And the nature of the existence, which is by conflict, which is by war, which is the killing of the innocent Palestinian people in their own country, which was by killing them, so many people in Palestine, in Syria, I don't know, in Lebanon, in other neighboring surrounding countries which are around the Palestinian occupied territories. Israelis just recently, and especially after October 7th, killed more than 70 or around 80,000 innocent Palestinian people in Gaza. And they are not taking care of this solution. And the US vetoed the resolutions in UN Security Council, which was against the Zionist regime, only for stopping the war. They didn't even let the war to be stopped against the Palestinian people in their own territory. You are seeing these days that millions of people around from Lebanon, from Palestine, maybe from Syria or from other countries are out of their country. Why? Why should this happen? And nobody take care of this condition around the Palestinian people and Lebanese. You know, millions of Lebanese are outside their country because of the aggressions of the Zionist regime. They have to be migrated to other foreign countries because of their security. And the Ugandan people should know that the idea of the Zionist regime is something that they are saying from Nile to river. Maybe sometimes this will be a big threat for the people in this part of Africa too. You know, while they are talking about the sea, they mean the Nile. The Nile is started from the countries in this big lakes region. It maybe will contain Uganda, Ethiopia, Somalia, I don't know, Sudan, Egypt, and others. Okay. And from other side, in other part of the West Asian countries.
Maybe, Your Excellence, several African countries, including those who don't align to the movement, are calling for this escalation of the UN. Us being Iran government, what are people going to do to ensure that even those who are working, foreigners who are working in your state, are protected? And what will be your message to Uganda particularly?
We have tried to help anybody who is inside Iran to leave the country, because these barbaric attacks by US and by the Zionist regime is continued, unfortunately. Although we are replying, we are the right for self-defense, and we have already told them that from any bases in the region, that there is the US bases, and if there is anything happen from those bases against our country, we will attack those bases of the US in the region. But anyway, from the people, we already asked them and tried to help them to leave our country, because we didn't know really what are these killers and the criminals are doing inside our country.
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for sparing your time to speak to us.
Thank you so much.
This has been the conversation with His Excellency Majid Saffar, who happens to be the ambassador of Iran to Uganda. And of course, he has been able to give us a better perspective of the current ongoing conflict in the Middle East. We shall keep bringing you this story in a subsequent news bulletin. That is to say, NTV at 1, NTV at Kaongezi, and NTV Tonight. For now, allow me to say that this is where we end with today's Morning at NTV show. Up next is Masuzemtia program.